everyone, and welcome to Stardom Review, a bi-weekly show where Andre and myself, we break down the amazing all-women's Japanese wrestling company known as Stardom. I'm Melball Collins. Over there is Andre C. Andre, how are you doing today?
I am doing phenomenal. I'm ready to talk some wonderful Stardom professional wrestling. Literally some of my most favorite wrestling watching every week. So
It is some of the most entertaining and yet still heaviest hitting wrestling I would say that we are watching right now, and I am living for it. So, Andre, let's get into her.
So, bam, we are talking about the Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Tournament, but we are also talking about the Stardom in Showcase show. Sorry, I almost said Gold Rush. That already happened. That was the last show. Stardom in Showcase show, which featured on November 26th, which featured one Goddess of Stardom Tag Team tournament match, which we are going to get into. And that is the team of Wingori, Saya Iida, and Hanan taking on 7-Up's Nanae and Yuu. So we're both gonna just break this one down because it was the only tag match from the November 26th show. I had a great time watching this and getting to see like Iida and Hanan really try to go at the much bigger women in Yuu and Nanae was actually just a fun contrasting of how they each approach the matches. And Sai getting a Fujiwara armbar on Nanae was like, I was impressed. Just like she's wrenching that arm like crazy, almost like the Becky Lynch disarmer style. But Nanae did get the ropes again. Like Nanae, when she's tossing Hanan around, like she literally was hucking that girl around. Same with you. Like they were just, but I had a great time watching this match. Saya put Yuu on her back, and then Hanan jumped on Yuu's back, who's on Hanan, and then they all did that like piggyback splash onto Nanae. I was like, yep, I'm good with that. I like the add-on that using Yuu's weight to make it even worse for Nanae. I really did like that. Nanae hit a beautiful power bomb. But Saya reversed the pin into her own 2 and then into the Itabashi for 2, but couldn't get the win. Again, I really like that. But in the end, 7-Up hit the double team Razor's Edge. I can't remember on who. I didn't write that down. I'm crazy.
Iida.
On Iida. Okay, it was Iida. And they do get the win. Again, 2 more points for 7-Up.
I agree with you on so much on this. This was a very interesting match, and it was very interesting to see how Hanan and Iida almost went into it with a structure or a game plan in that, okay, well, this isn't working, let's try this. This isn't working, let's try this. You can see the strategy that these two girls have already kind of come together and working together. And it was very, very impressive. I felt Iida worked really, really hard this match because she was physically the smallest one, even being dwarfed by her partner, but also usually being the strongest one in her team, having to be quite defiant and almost proving herself against Nanae and Yuu and doing it very, very well. The only thing that I would add to this is that I've said it before, I'll say it again. I do not like how 7-Up, though, despite loving them, their in-ring work, everything about them, the one thing I don't like is they are sore losers. And it's very, very apparent that they're also as sore winners as they are losers. And I don't like that. You know, there's one thing to be a sore loser and you're on, dang it, we should have mean that, like we should have gotten those points. Like, you know, that's one thing. But it's like when you've already beaten the people, you've already made your point. That you prove nothing else except for making me and the fans dislike you by rubbing it into your face. But like, man, Yuu is such a great character though, because that's probably what she wants. She probably really wants to make us dislike them. And it's working because she does it so charismatically and with such a smile and just holding herself in such a way. You can tell that everything that she does is intentional, but it's not something that I'm particularly a fan of.
It happens, but again, yeah. Again, very much. I'm going to give a quick update on the points because this is the one and only match on this one, and I'll just update the Blue Goddess division. You got BMI 2000, MI Hemi with 8 points, 7 Up with 7, FWC with 6. You have the New Eras with 5. You have Wingore, Waka Wild, and O2 Line all with 2. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Wingore, Waka Wild, and O2 Line are mathematically eliminated. And because after the next show we're going to talk about, there's only 2 more shows, and those will be coming out next week. I know it's Wednesday right now, and those matches actually happened this past weekend, but Stardom isn't dropping them on Stardom World until today. So we will be reviewing them next week. We will be reviewing the finals of the final 2 nights next week. So just so you are aware, it's just we don't get access to them until the midweek. So that's why we're usually about a week or so behind on results, because it's just when they drop, it's hard to, unless we want to be spending $40 per show, which I'm okay with not doing.
Crazy.
Maybe for the December 29th show. For the December 29th show, I will probably drop the whatever the pay-per-view cost is, because that one I want to see immediately, because that's going to be a big show.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah. So we're going to quickly go over the rest of the card. We had a 4-way Anywhere Falls match. It was like we saw one of these a few months back at the last showcase show, where I think it was Mayu Iwatani went tumbling down the stairs, and actually Ram Kaichow was actually in that match too. So you have Koguma, Azumi, Starlight Kid, and Ram Kaichow in this match. Again, Ram Kaichow throwing her powder around like usual. There was a great spot where Ram and Starlight Kid were playing soccer with the rest of Uedo Tai in the ring. It was pretty funny. Azumi and Koguma got the plastic bubbles you put yourself inside of, and you run into each other. They brought those down, and that made for just some crazy spots. There was one spot where Starlight Kid got the bubble put on her while she was on the top rope, and Koguma went up to suplex her and then essentially just suplexed the bubble off. Oh, dude, it was just nothing but just crazy stuff. They fought over by an inflatable soccer goalie, where they were kicking soccer balls at AZM, Azumi, and Koguma, SLK, and Ram. Where it was just nothing but crazy. It was just a wild match in this whole thing. But yeah, the end of it did come. Everyone's trading pins in the ring. Koguma ended up pinning Azumi, and Ram pinned Starlight Kid, but they officially gave it to Koguma because the ref for her counted the pin about a half second before the other ref. So again, the official winner is Koguma, I think.
So does that mean Koguma gets a shot potentially at Azumi's high-speed championship? That's
what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say, because she pinned the champion, so it was like, maybe she gets a shot at the title. You never know. She lost it a while back, so make it a shot at taking it back. So yeah, it was an interesting. You got any thoughts on this one? Because this one was just all over the place.
You brought up the funnest parts, but I would like to just say they were wearing all of the soccer jerseys. And Koguma had to forcefully dress everybody in these jerseys.
No. Azumi put hers on willingly. She just put her jersey on.
Yeah, but it sounds better when you had to force it over the ears of Starlight Kid.
Yeah, Starlight Kid and Ram, they had to pull the shirts onto them. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. She had to trick them. So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, this match was it was what I expected after the last match that we saw. Soccer's not really my thing, but if that's how soccer is played, I'd sure watch it a lot more.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting game if that was it. So we're going to move on to another 4-way match. This was just a straight up 4-way. You had Himeka, Momo Kohgo, Saya Kamitani, and Lady C. Again, this one had a pool in it in the middle of the ring, and they kept washing each other's hair, and It was just this
Shampoo,
weird
bubbles,
and throwing each other in the pool. This little pool that had like maybe like 5 or 6 inches of water, but then there was pumps that they could pump more water into the pool, and then there was pumps to get like shampoo or soap or something. Again, it was really, really weird. End of the match came, lady. Yeah. Or get anything before I go to the ending of this one?
No.
I think I've summed it up.
It was a weird match for me.
These showcase shows are
kind of watch the whole thing like.
These showcase shows are very interesting. Lady C and Saya Kamitani both clothesline Himeka. They go for the double pin, but the ref counts a double pin, but they only get 2, so the ref would have awarded both of them the win, I guess, if they both pinned her. I don't understand. So they then toss Himeka into the pool, and then the ending, it was essentially a very, like, end of it was very a early 2000s diva, like, pool mud pillow fight, some kind of thing, like WWE divas in the early 2000s. It's really what it felt like, is all these girls were getting wet and doing weird shit.
Little cringe.
Momo in the end ended up submitting to the abdominal stretch that that Lady C had her on her, getting the win, and then it just immediately abruptly cut because they have a DJ doing music, but they don't have the rights to rebroadcast the music. It's only for the pay-per-view. Yeah. It's not, so it immediately was like the matches would start when the bell rang and they would end like right after the bell.
Yeah, it
was like abrupt cuts. It was very weird. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything on this match?
No, God, no. I added all I wanted to on that one. It was very, very much so a gimmick match.
Yeah, very much.
It wasn't, and like I don't mind gimmick matches, but like I felt like a lot of the show was just gimmick matches. So this one,
there's a couple that had some good stuff in it.
Yeah,
but these first couple were just, yeah.
It was a little too much entertainment and a little too little fighting.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on to the 6-woman tag. This was a weird one again. A Judo Jacket 6-woman tag. You had Team Blue of Maika, Hanan, and Mayu Iwatani, and Hanan working her second match of the night. Mm-hmm. And then you have Team White of Mirai, Hina, and Utami Hayashishita. All these women have backgrounds in judo, I guess. Mm-hmm. They're all wearing gis, and actually, the blue team had on the pants too. Mm-hmm. And this match was essentially, you throw somebody to the mat using a judo throw, you get a point for your team. But there's also professional wrestling moves and drop kicks and all this other stuff. And I'm not going to go through it because it was just a bunch of crazy over just point to point moves, point to point. In the end, Maika tapped out. Or I guess you can also win by submit. You get a point from submission. Maika tapped out Hina to get the 5th point for her team and win. So Team Blue won. Again, it's a weird concept of a match that I enjoyed watching, but it's very hard to recap. Because it's all about the judo throw, but then they're doing moves in between. So it was an interesting match to watch. I kind of recommend to see the different things that Stardom tries to throw out there. And this it wasn't bad. I actually had a good time watching it. Just check it out just to see just the difference in what they do here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'd recommend it for that. I recommend it in that way, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Anything on this one?
I think I'm good because you're absolutely right. It's very difficult to review a match like this. When there is just not necessarily like a clear way to. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add. I felt that it was a fun one. Again, confusing for me at points. But still very fun.
It's still a fun match. Like the girls did wonderful. The ladies did wonderful.
I say the same thing about Lucha Libre. I still watch it.
Yeah.